ako. Hello and welcome to another space in our house. This is actually, I know, I sound weird. This is actually our family library. This is a part of our family library. Yeah, today, it's just a fast video. It's just a quick video kasi today I'm going to show you. I know, hawak-hawak ko lang yung mic ko. But anyway, today I'm going to show you some of the books that I'm reading na hindi Wattpad. So, you can consider this as a book recommendation. And if you like this sort of thing, well, here you go. At saka kasi meron iba sa inyo nag-comment. I'm not sure anymore if it's sa Instagram DM ko or sa Facebook or some parts dito sa YouTube channel ko. Isa doon sa mga videos. Like, you're asking for a recommendation. Well, ito na yon. This is it. Okay. So, ang una sa mga book na i-recommend ko is this one. This is Almond by Pyung-Sohn. Ito actually yung libro, isa sa mga libro na binabasa ko ngayon. I'm going to talk about this sa isa pang video, but yeah, so far I'm liking it. This book is a book that talks about a boy who literally hindi siya nakakaramdam ng kahit anong emotions, and hindi niya naiintindihan yung concept of emotions kasi meron siyang sakit. Can I say it's a mental health problem? Basta it's a medical problem. It's a medical problem. I haven't exactly finished it, but I am looking forward to it. And it's really a good book. So if you feel like reading something new, a translated book, kasi this book is actually from South Korea, and the author is Korean. So yeah, if you feel like reading your first translated book, this is not so bad. I like it. Hindi ko pa siya mabigyan ng rating kasi I'm still not done reading it, so maybe I'll do a video about this. Next on my video recommendation is actually classics. Before you react or bago ka matakot, don't be. Kasi if you look at it, classics are another form of literature. It's a genre of literature, and you don't need to be afraid to read classics kasi meron tayong access sa Wi-Fi. Meron tayong access sa internet. If ever na meron kang hindi maintindihan, you can always ask people or go to YouTube and i-type mo yung specific title nung classic na binabasa mo, and you will find numerous people who've actually read the book or the title. So, kung meron ka man tanong tungkol doon, meron ka mapagbabasihan. Nagigets mo ba ako? So, yung first classic na i-recommend ko, para naman sa mga medyo hindi pa sure kung classics is for them, I'm going to recommend you Hans Christian Andersen's The Selected Fairy Tales. So, this one, I actually bought from Fully Booked, and it's only 99 pesos. O, diba? 99 pesos lang. Napakamura. Pero, this book kasi, it's composed of yung classic fairy tales and several other fairy tale stories na hindi mostly known. Kasi ako, I love yung mga fairy tales. When I was younger, I love it. I enjoy it. I consume it. So, I feel like kung magsisimula ka pala magbasa, or, you just want to read something na may fairy tales or mga fantasy, ganon. Yung mga beginners fantasy, parang ganon. You can start with this book. Okay. Next sa mga book na i-recommend ko is another classic. And fairy tales din siya, which is Brothers Grimm Fairy Tales. So, if you've heard of Grimm stories, Grimm fairy tales, eto yon. Nandito lahat yon. Isa sa mga favorite kong stories from this book is the Rumpelstiltskin. It's dark, it's gritty, it's different. It's way, way different from our usual fairy tales. So, if you like something dark, maybe a little bit of gore, pero considered as a fairy tale, this is the book for you. Ito, next on my list. This is not exactly for kids kasi this book is also a classic, but it deals with adultery. So there's a character here who is branded as an adulterer or yung nag-cheat. Okay? I know it's weird, pero I want to recommend this book to you. This is Nathaniel Hawthorn's The Scarlet Letter. Hindi ko na maalala ko sa ko to binili. I think it's from National Bookstore or fully booked. Either way. Kung sa National Bookstore, I think nasa 125 pesos na siya ngayon. I'm not sure. You're gonna have to look it up. Pero, yeah, I'm urging you to read this, not because of the adultery thing, pero I want you to realize how people view adulterers and the concept of adultery way, way back. Kasi this book was published in 1850s. So, sobrang tagal na. So, pag binasa nyo to, ma-realize nyo yung mga views ng mga tao in the past. Makikita nyo yung huge difference between yung female oppression and yung mga ganong klase ng mga views. So, yun, this is a pretty good read. Pero if you are, let's say, 13 years old, no, actually, if you're 15 years old and below, I would not suggest you to read this. So, read with caution then. Next book that I am going to share with you and recommend for you to read is, please don't be afraid of this, is Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. I bought this sa National Bookstore. Kano ko to binili? Teka lang, let's see. Okay, nabili ko siya ng 125 din. Basta, lahat ng mga classics na nasa National Bookstore, it's only 125 pesos. Do you know how accessible that is? So, please, don't be afraid to read classics, especially yung mga ganito. Don't be afraid of Edgar Allan Poe. Although, meron siyang mga gritty and dark influences when it comes to his poetries and several of his prose, there's a reason why Edgar Allan Poe is considered one of the best playwrights and writers in the history. Kasi the way he wrote his poetries, they are talking about yung topics of the concept of death, love, and acceptance, and moving on, and basta madami. And malalim ang language na, kasi this is Old English text, or Old English, basta very deep English yung language na gamit na dito. It's in English, pero mahihirapan kayo intindihin, but that's why Google is there. So, kung meron kayong hindi maintindihan, go to Google. At saka, meron din naman kasi siyang meron siyang sinama dito na mga parang dictionary. So, kung meron kayong mga terms or mga words na hindi maintindihan, you will find it at the back of the book. This is high school classic. Kung meron kayo sa mga school nyo ng mga scholastic, mga ganon, I feel like at some point, lalo na kung mga bookish yung schools nyo, this book, Catcher in the Rye, is the book recommendation for you. Kasi, it's, for me, it's like a coming of age din. Pero it's in the perspective of this student. He's a guy, and he's making a mockery of adulthood. So, kung isa kang teenager or you're from college or basta, kung bata ka pa and alam mo yun, parang you feel out of place and you don't know your way into the world, this is the book for you, Catcher in the Rye. Basta, this book is so good for me and I believe this will also inspire you in a way to view adulthood and your life in a different perspectives. Hindi ko pa actually tapos tong libro na to, pero I believe if you are mostly nandito sa booktube community, you may have already heard of Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar. This is an old copy. Hindi ko na alam kung magkano to sa National Bookstore. Actually, this is my sister's copy. I just asked for it kasi, again, this was also another book recommendation from BookTube. This story is going to touch on a little bit of mental health problems. So, maybe a couple of triggers. I'm still not done with it. And I just feel like it's something relevant, lalo na sa mga tao, sa mga estudyante, sa mga kakagraduate lang. This will be relatable. Okay, eto. I am a huge fan of Neil Gaiman. Anything Neil Gaiman, I love him. I adore his books. That's why meron akong box set nito. It was a gift from my beloved, and it's just everything. It's just everything you need to read. Kasi when it comes to writing, Neil Gaiman's writing is way above and beyond for me. And I believe if you are a writer or you want to be a writer, Neil Gaiman's books can inspire you to be one. If you've watched The Sandman on Netflix, the one who made it, the one who wrote that is Neil Gaiman. So, it's actually, yung Sandman is actually a comics. I still have to find the rest of the comics, but yeah. Pero maganda siya. You should also check that out. Yung show sa Netflix na The Sandman, it is very close to the comics. Wala siyang masyadong binago doon. It's very faithful to the comics. So if you want to check that out, please do check that out. So anyway, balik tayo dito. Sorry. Anyway, so ito, i-recommend ko lang tong box set niya na to. Hindi ko alam kung magkano na to sa National Bookstore, but when my beloved bought this for me, it's only 1,000 ata. Ewan ko. Basta, sinabi ko kasi sa kanya na, huy, gusto ko nito. So, binili niya para sa akin. I listened to American Gods and Neverwhere via Audible. It's really good. Stardust, oh my God. Stardust, hindi ko sure kung available yung movie na yon sa Netflix, pero it is so good. It's so good. At saka, recently ko lang na-discover na yung actor na Daredevil, the recent Daredevil ngayon sa Marvel, he is the actor who played the main guy on Stardust. And I'm like, I'm blown away! Kasi sobrang iba na yung itsura niya ngayon, and mas masil na siya ngayon. And I'm like, Daddy! Anyway, okay. That's not the point. The point is, please try and really read Neil Gaiman's stories kasi they're really, really that good. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. You should read them. Okay, with that, I'm done, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Parang ngayon ko lang sinabi yun. Anyway, peace.